Now, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video, and please welcome back once again to my channel. Just in case you are here for the first time, please support me by subscribing, and also you can press the notification bell so that YouTube can automatically update you by sending you the notifications immediately I post a video here. Otherwise, I really want to appreciate my subscribers so much, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is currently. So feel very much welcome as you watch, and I really don't take your support for granted. So yesterday, President William Ruto convened a 3-hour meeting together with the National Police Service Commission ahead of Raila Odinga's return for the mass actions across the country and the demonstrations across the country. So in this video today, I'm just going to give you the full details of that meeting between William Ruto and the National Police Service Commission. So first of all, President William Ruto opened that meeting with a word of prayer. Now, this is actually has been a norm for William Ruto whenever he convenes a meeting in the State House, even together with the international, visitors or the foreign visitors here in the country, and also whenever William Ruto convenes a meeting together with the CS and the PS, or any group meeting that he will have to convene in State House, William Ruto must open that meeting with a word of prayer. So this is exactly what William Ruto did yesterday during that meeting. Secondly, ladies and gentlemen, let us now go into the agenda of that meeting. This is what William Ruto and the National Police Service Commission talked about in their agenda. First of all, they talked about the police misconduct or the police unlawful acts that they conducted in the previous mass action. Remember that William Ruto was majorly blamed, or was mainly blamed, on whatever the circumstances that the police had to go through. The police brutality, the police killings. We also what happened during that mass action, whereby a certain police officer was caught on camera personally, red-handed, tear gassing Raila Odinga's vehicle inside, throwing some tear gas inside and locked the door. That is unlawful. And also we saw how the police ended up injuring one of the news reporters, which was a matter which was, called out by the US ambassador to Kenya, Meg Whiteman. That was actually something which was painting a very bad picture to William Ruto's administration. William Ruto will never want a situation like that to happen again. So they also discussed on that issue, on the unlawful conducts conducted by the police. Remember that there are police institutions that are here in Kenya to monitor any unlawful acts that will be conducted by the police officer, the IPOA. So the IPOA does not want this situation to happen. This is actually against the law of the Republic of Kenya. And remember that this same law in the Constitution is what the police officer took an oath to protect and to serve all Kenyans. So basically, they are going against the law. And William Ruto also took an oath of office to protect and to serve the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya. And he will not, whatever decisions that he makes should not be against the law, but should be within the law. That is why William Ruto had to convene this meeting, so that he can call out these unlawful conducts, these unlawful behaviors that was conducted by the police during the previous mass actions and demonstrations by Raila Odinga across the country. Secondly, ladies and gentlemen, William Ruto talked about how the police will counter Raila Odinga's mass action across the country. Remember, in previous situation, we saw some police officer running away from the demonstrators. This is actually also a bad picture. And the reason as to why these police officers ended up running from these demonstrators is because, first of all, they did not have enough fighting equipments. Like the tear gas, they ran out of the tear gas. Also, they did not have the bulletproof, the rubber bullet and the rest of fighting equipments that should be used during the demonstrations. And that is how they ended up making these unlawful contacts also by killing conducting some killings during the demonstrations. Remember, in Kisumu County, in other parts, first of all, they will have to identify on how to counter Raila Odinga's mass action. They will have to identify the areas, the red zones of these mass actions that are always conducted in an unlawful manner. Remember that also the demonstrators are not abiding by the rule of law. They are going against the law. Some of them are there to distract the properties. Some of them are there to loot other people's properties, which is against the law. So they will have to use a lot of force. The police have been given the permission to use a lot of force, but it should be within the law of the Republic of Kenya. You know, they will have to use, like in a certain situation whereby they are at risk, they must, and they have, even the tear gas cannot help, then they will have to use the rubber bullets. Rubber bullets is recommended by the Constitution, and that is why we had Japhet Koome telling his police officers that, instructing or giving out orders to all the police officers in the mass action to use the rubber bullets whenever the case that the tear gas are not functioning. Remember how the demonstrators are. Even if you are using the tear gas, they cannot hear that. Even if you are using the water cannons, some of the demonstrators cannot get away. You know, it cannot solve the situation. So in such a case, the police are instructed, the police are ordered to use the rubber bullets. So basically, this is what William Ruto talked about in that meeting with the National Police Service ahead of Raila Odinga's mass action across the country. And also, finally, ladies and gentlemen, we also the police officers who were injured during the demonstrations. One police officer was reported dead. No, actually, there were two. There was one who was stoned in Kisumu County, and he ended up dying in the ICU. And this police officer was run off by a vehicle, a police vehicle. And according to Raila Odinga yesterday, whereby he was making a speech, is that the police officer who was knocked by the vehicle, the police vehicle, was actually his grandson, because the mother of that police officer is actually the niece to Raila Odinga. And the person who made sure that that guy enters into the to the police, you know, is Raila Odinga. So Raila Odinga was saying that basically maybe this guy was knocked off by the vehicle, the police vehicle, simply because he has some connections with Raila Odinga. But basically that's not what we are talking about here. We are talking about the general activities. There was police officers' vehicles which were stoned badly and have to be repaired. So those are the kind of issues that William Ruto discussed with the National Police Service ahead of Raila Odinga's return of the mass action. Remember that the protection or the protective measures of the police also must be indicated, must be sorted out even before, because they have to protect themselves. The police have to protect themselves first before protecting the wananchi, so that they can have the ability to protect the wananchi. Without a police officer being protected or protecting himself or herself, there's no way that that police officer can protect the wananchi. They have to protect themselves first before protecting wananchi. That was my analysis for today. I don't know what you think. Let me know your thoughts on the comment section below. Otherwise, I don't have much to add. This is actually my final video for today. I have actually uploaded so far 4 videos. Actually, this is the 4th. So you can also go check out my previous videos in this channel. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Until next time, my name is Json. Bye bye.